Alright, hey, my name is Brianna McDaniel, and I'm doing the interview for the prefect application. I have not looked at the questions yet, and because I've done this on purpose so that I can be as authentic as possible, because I don't... The first question, please share your personal testimony and how you grow daily in your work with the Lord. Okay, my story is, honestly, it was going to Christ, following Him with all my heart, and there was this time last year where I had kind of gone away from Him, and once that happened, I had gone into like a really, really sad state, and I was lost, and I really didn't know what to do with my life, and I didn't know like what the point was, and then like I just gave up because I was like, okay, Lord, I have totally messed up, and I have realized that when I take my life into my own hands and choose my own path and do what I want to do, it is not the best thing for me. And I've realized from my past and the miracles that I've experienced and the greatness that God has done in my life that He is the best thing for me. And I talk to Him all the time, and I'm like, Lord, I don't even know, I can't thank you enough for what you've done. Like, I don't deserve your forgiveness and your salvation, but because of your love for me and because of your grace and mercy, that I can have a personal relationship with you. So ever since I made that turn, I've been going full-fledged following God with all of my heart. Over the spring break and in the beginning of this year, I made it a challenge for myself to get through the whole Bible and bring my strengthen my relationship with Him so much that like it's the closest I've ever been to Him. And like I want to always be thinking of Him, and He's told me follow and walk in the Spirit, and I will take care of you, and you won't have to worry about any fear or anxiety in fighting situations that are difficult for you, because I've got you. And as you guys have known, if you keep up with the Bible Lab 450, that's exactly what I'm doing. And I discovered my calling just not too long ago when my grandfather was, he used to be a pastor, and I had not thought of going into ministry at all before, but now, ever since last year and the beginning of this year, so many people have been saying, oh my goodness, Brianna, you have a gift for speaking. Mr. Stewart told me you have a gift for spoken word. My mother said, you're special, Brianna. And it's like, it just shows me that like, that is probably, what God has for me, and, that's probably my calling. And He's promised me. My phone died. Okay, so I was talking to God, and I was like, God, I want to change lives for you, but I had a little bit of doubt, and because I was like, I want to change like thousands of lives for you, and then I was like, okay, maybe not, I probably can't change thousands of lives, so maybe just 100. And then like right then and there, I just heard His voice, and He reassured me. He was like, no, I'm gonna change millions of lives through you. And I was like, okay, that's a lot of people, but I am just gonna continue to follow His plan, and when He promises something, He fulfills that promise. So I am looking forward to change thousands of lives, or I am looking forward for God to change thousands of lives through me for Him. And that's kind of why I'm trying to get in a place, like in as many places as I can, to put myself in a position to change multiple people's lives. And I feel like that, especially for being a prefect, I feel like that's what they're there for. Like they're there. I was doing the first application, and it was like, what is a leader? So like if a prefect is a leader, then I feel like putting myself in that leadership position and giving me more opportunities to help people and giving me more opportunities for God to use me to help other people for him. And that's why I really want to be a prefect. Okay, so next question, share why you are interested in being a prefect and explain what leadership experience you have already had to support your preparation for this role. So, like I said before, I feel like being a prefect will help me fulfill my calling, as I had already talked about. As for what leadership experience you've already had to support your preparation for this role, I have served in I have had multiple leadership positions. One, I'm the captain of my basketball team. This is my third year being the captain. Or second year, I'm sorry. Sophomore and junior year. I am the secretary of the Science National Honor Society. I am the vice president of the DSU. I am a 180 speaker. I am a Bible 316 speaker. I started the Bible Lab 450 podcast. And I am in a leadership program that is made to build up leaders of Palm Beach County. And I had the privilege of being inducted into that. So from experience, I believe that God, if this is what he wants me to do, he has sufficiently prepared me to take on this job. And it will be his will, and I am all for his guidance. So if I do become a prefect, I will lead from experience, but also lead from God's guidance. And I'm interested in being a prefect. If I didn't go into enough detail, I feel like it's a great opportunity to really touch people. And like I have a heart for helping people, and it can be a blessing or a curse sometimes. Like, I just want to help people. Sometimes I want to help too much, but I love helping people and serving them. What do you feel makes a good leader? What does your leadership style look like? I feel like a good leader is someone who is a good servant, because you can't be a good leader without being a good servant. And like I talked about in the application, Jesus is the best leader to ever live. Ever. And he is the best leader. And he led on earth by servanthood. And he humbled himself and lowered himself to those who he was serving. And I believe that really touches who you're serving, the person who you're serving's heart. And I really believe that humbles you to where you don't get in a position to where you're like, oh, I'm the leader, everyone needs to listen to me. I believe like a good leader needs to humble themselves and be a servant to others and be willing to do anything for those who they are leading. And that is exactly my leadership style. And my leadership style is, I'm going to give you everything that I have and give you all the energy and everything that I've got so that I can help you. And I will spend countless hours, and I will not give up until I successfully help you. And if you continue to need help, I will continue to help you. What other leadership, I'm going to kind of quicken it up because we're the time limit. What other leadership roles do you anticipate having next school year? How do you see these working together? Hopefully I can get on student council. From last year, that's another leadership role. And then become another captain of the basketball team and the vice president of DSU. I feel like, and being an ambassador chair again. I feel like having all of these opportunities as a leader in various different clubs will help me have a hand in outreach to multiple different people. There's going to be multiple various different students going to different places. So I feel like the more opportunity I give God to use me, the more he will use me. And that's how I feel like all of my leadership roles will work together is adding the opportunities for God to speak through me to reach other people. What are you most excited about doing next year if you were selected to fill this role? I am most excited to be used by God if I do get this opportunity. And that's how I've been living my life. Like, I want God to use me, so I'm doing everything I can so that God can use me. And that's the most exciting thing that I'm looking forward to, is for God to use me in this role. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Thanks for talking with me, and see you guys next time.